Hi everybody, this is just a quick review video of the Sacrum to help you out on your lab and lecture exams. Hopefully you guys can gain some benefit out of it. So right over here we have the Sacrum. The Sacrum represents 5 fused vertebrae. We're looking at the anterior aspect of the Sacrum first. The anterior aspect of the Sacrum gave me the look.
Oh, sorry.
The anterior aspect of the Sacrum, keep going. The anterior aspect of the Sacrum has 2 structures that you need to know. The first structure is the transverse ridge of the sacrum. There are 4 of them. This represents the first one, the second one, the third one, and the fourth one. Again, these are the transverse ridges of the sacrum. They represent where the intervertebral disc would be on any other vertebrae, but since the sacrum is a fused bone, there's no intervertebral disc. So again, these are the transverse ridges. The next structure on the sacrum is the anterior sacral foramina. The anterior sacral foramina is also here, as well as here, as well as here. There are 4 of them. These represent the openings where the ventral ramus of the sacrospinal nerves will go through, and respectively the numbers match up with the number of the foramina. So the ventral rami of the first sacrospinal nerve will go through the first anterior sacral foramina. Just keep a note of that. The second will do everything the same, respectively. We could go ahead and go through the posterior or the dorsal aspect of the sacrum. So right over here in the midline is this fused spinous processes of the sacrum. This is also called the median sacral crest. Next to the median sacral crest is a lateral, just a little bit lateral, is also called the sacral groove. So median crest, right down the middle, fused spinous processes of the sacrum. Next to that, lateral to that, would be your sacral groove, and lateral to that structure would be your intermediate sacral crest, which represents the fused articular processes of the sacral vertebrae. Again, median sacral crest, sacral groove, lateral or intermediate sacral crest, intermediate sacral crest. Next to the intermediate sacral crest, we have the posterior or dorsal sacral foramina. For purposes of the test, you could call it either or, but I'd rather just stick for consistency the posterior sacral foramina. Posterior sacral foramina number 1, number 2, number 3, and number 4. And through these openings come your dorsal rami of the sacrospinal nerves 1 through 4, respectively for each foramina. Next to the dorsal sacral foramina are the fused transverse processes of the sacrum, and that is also called your lateral sacral crest. So again, I'll point it out one more time. The bumps right next to the dorsal sacral foramina are the lateral sacral crest, right over here. And again, it's on this side as well. Finally, we're just going to go over and go ahead and talk about a little bit about the base and the apex, as well as the lateral side. So on the lateral side, you have the auricular surface, which joins up with the ilium to help form the sacroiliac joint. So one more time, this is the auricular surface that helps form the sacroiliac joint. Now, next to the auricular surface, these processes, these little tuberosities right over here is your sacral tuberosity. Make sure you note that it's a sacral tuberosity, not a tubercle. Sacral tuberosity. This sacral tuberosity also helps form the sacroiliac joint. The apex is right over here. That helps join with the coccyx bone. Finally, there's also a sacral hiatus right on the bottom. This is clinically important because this is the location of where we do epidural blocks. So again, this is the sacral hiatus. Lastly, this is the base of the sacrum. The base of the sacrum, this is where the 5th lumbar vertebrae will sit on top of the sacrum, and right next to it are the 2 ala of the sacrum. And that also is the location of nothing in particular. So finally, I think that's all we got for the sacrum. I'm sure if there's anything that I've left out, you guys could go ahead and find it on your own. But thank you very much.